want to get out of one last game before the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously, healthy, everybody healthy coming out of it's most importantly, but just using it as kind of our last dress rehearsal before obviously the real thing gets going here. So, like I've said, kind of the last couple of weeks, just making sure the little details in our game are we're sticking with those and just dialing in all the small things that obviously make a big difference over the time.
What's kind of the feeling as you get for all year long?
Yeah, I think just excitement, honestly. It's a longer good season. Obviously, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of everything. You get everything kind of thrown at you in those 82 games, and so it's exciting to kind of be winding down here and heading into the postseason.
What was that experience like for you watching the Tampa game from up top, and what did you take from the group's effort?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. Obviously, watching it from up there gives you a bit of a different perspective and stuff. But it was just awesome to see how hard we competed and, on both sides of the puck. And it's going to be obviously a very, very tight series. They're a very good team, and a lot of good players, a lot of experience, obviously. So I think it was a good kind of little test run for us there in that game. And it's obviously good to take all 20 plus guys night in, night out. So.
Can you pick up little things that might be able to help you out, or is that overblown when you're watching from up there?
Sure. I mean, I think when you watch from up there, it's obviously it looks a little bit slower just because you're so high up, and so when you're down there, obviously it's fast, and I think you can pick different things, whether it's tendencies or structural pieces from our team or theirs, and just trying to learn along the way. And obviously it was a close game through and through.
What do you mean if you can help Mitch get 100 tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it would obviously be a great accomplishment. He's very well deserving, and the season that he's had, he's been a big driver for our team, and every year he is. So I know it's a big milestone. Obviously we're going to do our best to try and get him tonight, and yeah.
You guys, you've known for a while it's going to be Tampa. You had all these games in front of you that you had to play. There's one now that you have to play. So do you think, is your focus narrowing a little bit more now, do you think?
I mean, I think we want to definitely take care of business tonight and make sure that we have the right habits going into this game. And I mean, we're playing another very good team with, I believe, a full lineup. So definitely want to take care of this game. But obviously, throughout the last couple of weeks, it's a lot of the attention is, kind of on the games, but obviously, stuff that's going to help us out in the long run that we need to focus on as well. Like you said, just kind of narrowing that down as well. But I still think the main focus is on tonight's game and getting that one done.
You were chasing some pretty big numbers last year, and I remember you saying, like, just because you're not going for it doesn't mean you don't want it. Like, it's not on your mind. And Mitch himself said he wants 100. I'm just wondering, what was it like last year, like having that on your mind, but trying not to let it get to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, there's always things that you want to try to accomplish, and especially when they're right there, why not go out and grab them? So, I think that's, it's never really the main focus. Obviously, it's always on the team and trying to accomplish something together. But, when you have these, little milestones that you can reach, obviously everybody's pulling for them. So, we would love to see him accomplish that.
It's only been 2 games, but what sort of progress have you seen from KNIES?
Yeah, I mean, he looks good. Obviously, he's, like I said before, he's a big body and he's very mature. He's strong out there. He doesn't look out of place. So, I mean, I think each game he's played, he's only played 2 games, but I think he should continue to get more comfortable and adapt and just continue to get better. So, it's been good to see.
The game left, 1 point away. I know you said you won it. How do you balance wanting that tonight with not letting it get to you?
I mean, you just try to play the game that you play every day, so that's how you go about it. You just want to go out there, work, make sure you're trying to do all the right things before, the real thing starts.
Austin was just saying they want it for you. What does that mean to you that the guys, it's your accomplishment in terms of the stat, but they want it for you?
Yeah, no, it's, I think it speaks to our team. I mean, we got a lot of guys that, we're a very tight-knit group in here. We're got a lot of respect and love for each other, and obviously he's talked to me about it the last couple of days, wanted to find me. So, I've been lucky and grateful to be able to play with these guys, and they've been the main reason why it's all possible.
Do you think you should have it already? Why did you have any idea why you didn't get an assist on Austin's goal in that Montreal game?
It's a great question, hey, Colin? I don't know. The NHL doesn't think so. So I don't know. It's a great question, but like I said, we try to just go out there and do the right things and play the right game. Let it speak for itself.
What did you learn about the Tampa Bay Lightning watching that last game from up high? Are you trying to pick apart system things or tendencies at all?
I mean, we just sat beside each other there and just watched. Obviously it was a fast-paced game out there. A lot of speed. That's all I'm really gonna say. It was good to watch up there and see what we can try to look for.
Can you describe the challenge that you'll face starting next week with this Lightning team? I know you got one now to play, but just the challenge that's ahead of you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to look too far ahead. Like I said, we still got this game left. We want to make sure we're doing the right things out here tonight, even though it doesn't mean anything. But, when that time comes, we'll look into all the video this week, and, then we'll speak on that.
What stands out to you about Matthew so far?
Yeah, he's been great. He's joined the group very well. He hasn't came in shy at all, which is great. So he's been a nice addition to this team as well. He obviously brings a lot of skill, and he's got this big body that can use it down in corners and puts people on his back. So it's a strong 20-year-old, I'll tell you that.
Any advice to CONOR TIMMINS? Think he could have a future as a rookie?
Yeah, that was good. It was pretty funny watching him there the other night, and I thought he did a great job for obviously just jumping in there and getting thrown in that role. And he played it extremely well.
A couple games you've sat for rest. How difficult is it to balance like your competitive spirit of wanting to be out there versus understanding why you're sitting?
Yeah, like I said the other day to you guys, you want to try to be out there and compete and want to help your team win games and be a part of games. So, when you get the news, you just take it because they're trying to do something good for you and your body and the team. So that's how you got to take it. Thank you.
Just trying not to get scored on pretty much, so pretty similar to D, I guess.
What goes through your mind when they tell you that's what's going to happen?
A lot of panic to begin with, but I think as the game went on, I started to get a little more used to it and felt comfortable.
So is the skating the biggest adjustment, or what would you say did anything surprise you? I guess.
Yeah, I think just the skating, how much you're just going the whole shift, and on defense, a lot of the time you're kind of gliding up the ice or reading the play in front of you forward. It just seems like the play's happening all around you, and you're just always sprinting from one spot to another.
Were there any times you caught yourself kind of shifting back to your defensive tendencies if you kind of looked at whatever, if some guy kind of pinched in? Or
Yeah, I was definitely F3 most of the game. But, yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking when you have two guys behind you, even though it's still only a 2-on-2.
right.
So I was trying to stay high a lot.
Did you get any good advice from any guys in the room beforehand?
They were just telling me not to overthink it. I think nobody expected too much of me, so I wasn't too worried.
It looked at one point you were tempted to do a toe drag and kind of break in. Like, were you looking at maybe as a possibility to show off a little more offensive flair there?
Maybe if it was a summer skate, but it was a close game the whole game, and we were defending a lead most of it, so I was just trying to keep it simple.
Yeah. When was the last time you played forward?
Tampa Bay.
No, before that.
That was the first time ever.
Ever?
Yeah, ever. So.
Even as a kid?
Yeah, not even as a kid. So, yeah.
Does it help you? I know it's kind of crazy, but does it help you just to get into the games, like knowing that you might be needed down the road, have those starts?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, no, I think it's always good to get into games and have that competitiveness and get into battles. So that's always nice, and obviously you never know when you're going to be called upon. So just nice to stay fresh.
Finally, a day to catch your breath, maybe a little bit yesterday. What was yesterday like for you?
Yeah, just got to rest. Haven't had much sleep in the past week, so it was nice to get a good rest and just be around the guys, chat with the guys, get to know them better. It was a good day for me.
What's the chance to play in this building in the NHL mean to you?
Yeah, it's a special barn, and excited to play in it. I've heard good stories here, so I'm excited to be a part of it.
What stories have you heard?
The historic background of this place, who's performed here, and the big goals that have been scored here, and so it's fun to be here.
I'm sure you just heard Mitch saying that you're a strong 20-year-old, I think is how he put it. I guess how much does your size and strength feel like it's kind of helped you make this jump?
Yeah, those are my biggest strength. I think is my strength and my speed and my ability to use my size. So as much as I can use that to my advantage, I have to, and I think that gives me the upper hand on my opponent.
What do you want to get out of tonight? Like, what can you improve on? It's been such a whirlwind, and you've held up, like, you've looked pretty comfortable, but, like, what do you want to, what's the next step in tonight's game for you?
Yeah, I think I just got to make sure I'm not making too many mistakes, play within our systems. I'm still learning, how to play in our O zone, how to play in our D zone, so I think I need to just kind of tighten those details up a little bit, and then I think that's going to make an overall better game for me.
Yeah, you haven't even had a practice. Is it nice to have a skate at least to kind of fine-tune that sort of stuff? Or
Yeah, I mean, it's just nice to get to understand the players around here better, everyone's tendencies and how it kind of, works in the NHL, so it's nice to get this skate in before the game and, just kind of pick up on little things.
I know there's a big difference between the on-ice product between NHL and college, but what's it been like, all of this, just the travel, the food from college to the National Hockey League? It's pretty cool to be in New York.
Yeah, it's a different setup, what they got you in. There's food lying around everywhere, so you can always get too much of it, and the travel's been wonderful. Everyone's so professional, and it makes it easy on me. I don't really have to do much but show up and work hard. So.
What did you do on the off day?
Just went out with the guys, had some lunch on a terrace on the rooftop. So it was just nice to be outside, especially in the nice weather. Coming from Mini, it wasn't the nicest, so it's nice to be outside in shorts and a shirt.
as an American, what's it mean to go up against Patrick Kane tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's special. You watch him growing up, and he's a terrific player, and obviously a staple for U.S. hockey. So it's exciting. It's a pleasure to share the ice with him.
Just roll the lines, coach to win still. How do you approach it?
I'm really just approaching it in that we want to play everybody and get everybody rolling out there. You're always going to coach and play to win, but most important thing for us in this one here in particular is just obviously make sure we get out of it healthy and do all that we can to do that. It is a hockey game. You can only control so many things, but for the most part, try to manage everybody's minutes and look to get out of here unscathed.
It does feel like an important one for Knies just because it's the one he's got. He's finally got to skate with you guys. That wasn't a game. Like, what's the next step for him? What are you looking for? You talked about picking up the systems.
Yeah, for him it's just another game to play. I think with each game and each day is a new experience to help him with his adjustment. We're just going to continue to watch him, but to me, in the 2 games he's played so far, he's done very well, and the not easy games that he's played in, and certainly not easy circumstances that he's been through. An off day yesterday, or hopefully a chance for him to sort of settle in a little bit. But he's shown us that that the moment or the adjustment isn't all that big for him. Like, he's really stepped right in and done a good job and played with confidence. There's going to be mistakes and adjustments still to be made, but he's been impressive.
When it comes to any player making that jump in the NHL for the first time, do you get a sense kind of day after day that they get more comfortable kind of dealing with everything that comes with being in the National Hockey League?
Yeah, I do think that's part of it for sure. It's natural. Like I said, every day is and every experience that you get can't help but make you more comfortable, not just with your surroundings and the league and the schedule and all that, but your teammates, coaches, all of the trainers and support staff that are around. You can be a little bit more like yourself, and obviously we don't have a lot of time here to get him adjusted, but that's why I was so impressed with what he's been able to do in the 2 games that he has played. He's shown that the adjustment and the gap is not too far for him.
I think you've got 4 guys who are going to play 82 games this season. Is there any value to that for some of those guys, or are you of the mind that if you had more of the flexibility, no one would, and you would kind of have a little bit more load management?
No, I couldn't tell you who those 4 players are. I don't really look at that type of a number in terms of playing all the games, but I think for the players themselves, whoever they may be, it's a credit to them. It's not an easy league to play every day, to stay healthy. So all of that I think is a nice thing. I'm sure as a player that they like to have that in terms of the load management and such. We manage that as best we can, but you do have to play the games, and this is our last one here tonight, and we'll we'll look to get the guys through it, but still do it with good habits and good structure.
What do you make of Justin's Hall's game the last little bit? It's kind of flown under the radar, maybe with Jake McCabe and some of the other new additions.
I would say it's just been very consistent. I think he's done a really nice job for us defensively and just quietly going about his business. I don't think he's had, major peaks or valleys or anything like that. It's been pretty steady. So we've been really happy with him that way.
You've known for a while that you guys are going to play in the first round, yet when you have all these games in front of you that you have to play. As the games have dwindled and now you're at the last one, have you guys as a coaching staff been able to narrow your focus on how will this play against Tampa, or will this work against Tampa, type of thing?
Yeah, of course. Over the last month, we've been able to look at different things and start to prepare behind the scenes, and then increasingly over the last couple of weeks, we've used a few different things there as examples of what we will see and why we're maybe doing something and how it might apply, when the playoffs begin. But specific to each opponent, I don't think you can necessarily do that because it's so different. Structure's different, the players are different. So we don't focus too much when it comes to actual game day. We just prepare for each team as they come. But, there are certain universal things or fundamental things in the game and how we want to play that are relevant no matter who we're playing, and those are the things we've tried to get ahead on.
You don't have the flexibility to rest a lot of people. It looks like maybe Giordano is out again tonight. What was the thought process with resting him?
Gio's got something minor injury that he's dealing with, so wanted to get him on the ice here today and get a feel for it, and it just makes sense to give him the extra day. He's not too far away from being at 100%, but given that he's not quite there, which is part of the reason why we sat him the other night. It was also the back-to-back and everything, but he was banged up there, so giving him the extra time I think will serve him well, but he'll be 100% here soon.
Did Sam and John go home early for the personal reasons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Sam, of course, is he progressing though?
He is, yeah. He's been progressing, doing well. Not sure exactly on the day we'll get him back here, but the expectation from how he's trending is that he'll be back on the ice when he returns.